All right, everybody. So welcome to video 2 in our 3-video series. Our first video was about how to create a simple cover on Canva for free. And we actually did a gratitude journal for the cover. This video is going to be about the interior for that particular cover that we created. Overall, when we finish everything, we're going to upload that book to KDP and we're going to see how the book does as far as sales. Let me refresh your memory for the actual cover that we created for it. Here it is right here. All right, so this was the cover that we created, Daily Gratitude Journal. And now we're going to create the interior. So let's go out of this. I'm going to show you how to create your interior. If you're not familiar with how to do the sizing, this is something you should bookmark on your taskbar on your web links. So when you save certain web links like across the top, I don't know if you can actually see mine, but I save certain web links if it's something that I go to often. I don't have to use this because I have other paid tools that I actually utilize, like BookBold as well as Tangent Templates. All of those are places you can utilize tools to create low content book interiors. Actually a lot of stuff. They got a lot of interiors that are already made on those. But my goal on these videos is to show you how to do it for free. So when you come to this site, which is KDP Tools and Resources, what I want you to do is go here. This is a calculator. Like on the first video, I showed you the calculator that you use to actually determine your cover sizes and dimensions. This is a calculator that you download. It's in Excel. And what it will do is show you how to actually calculate your interior. I've already downloaded it, but all you got to do is click download. It will come onto your desktop. And then when you open it, this is the way it's going to look. It comes open like this. And make sure when you do open it, you'll see where it says enable editing at the top. Make sure you do that. But this is what it is. If we put in our dimensions on what we have for the gratitude journal, if you remember and followed that video, it's a black and white interior, and we want it white paper. The dimensions is 8.5 by 11. There's a drop down, so you have all of these. You select whatever it is. Ours is 8.5 by 11, and we said 150 pages. And then we're going to go with a manuscript with no bleed. And I explained to you on that what bleed is. Bleed is if you have pictures and things that's going to go all the way out to the edges of the page, and even when you trim it, you're okay with any of those items that goes to the edge gets trimmed. For instance, if you had a journal that you were doing and you had the lines that went all the way to either side of the page, you know, to let them write all the way across the page, however they want it, then you may say that you have bleed. In this gratitude journal, we're going to say no bleed. We're not going to have anything that goes to the edges. And as you can see, it shows you your dimensions. So the main size is 8.5 by 11, since we don't have bleed. But then it gives you a dimension 7.875 by 10.5. They're saying that's the safe zone. So I'm going to show you how you do that within Canva. Let's go back up here, and Canva, we're going to say custom size. You got to choose inches. So our page is 8.5 by 11. We're going to say create new design. So that's the actual page, and you'll see over here, I already have it turned on. All of these things here where it's got show ruler, show margins, you can see when I click these, all those things come off. I like those on there. I like to see what my margins are, what the bleed area is. I like to see all of that. because I don't actually use these templates. I've been doing this enough so I know how far I can go to the edges. But if you're new to this or you still have trouble sometimes, and by trouble I mean if you don't have bleed on your book and you created the right size for bleed, when you get ready to upload it to KDP, you're going to run into errors. It's going to show you all of these pages with errors because you have writing or text or drawings, whatever it is, you have something in that area that's going to get cut off, and it's not going to let you submit the book in. Even if you're okay with it, I don't think it will let you submit that actually through because they're going to fail it once it gets to them on the other side. So you can turn these things on automatically, and if you stay within this area with all of your information, it's great. You're not going to have any issues. I like to go out as far as I can without having any issues, so that's one reason why you can use the safe zone dimensions. So it says 7.875 by 10.5. So this is what you can do. Let me make it a little bit bigger. And then we're going to go to elements, and we're going to choose one of these boxes, and we're just going to stretch it until it gets to 10.5. Okay, so that's 10.5, and you can check it by moving it or whatever, but you can see down in the box it's 10.5. Then it was 8.75, and it's not going to let me do 8.75, so you can do 7.9, or on the safe side just say 7.8, and then put that there. That box is your safe zone box, and as you can see, it goes out further than the box that they had there. You can put whatever you want on this, and if it bothers you, as I showed you another thing, you can do transparent, so you don't see what it actually is. And once you finish drawing whatever it is that you want to do, then you can actually delete that off. It's not going to let you move it front or backward since you don't have anything else. But once you start putting items on, then you can do that. So we're going to do a gratitude journal. So let's go to Amazon and look up some of the insides of gratitude journals and see what they have in there. They're usually pretty basic, and it's just a continuous repeated page once you get it created. So this one I know sells very well. This is the one we looked at in our previous thing. So let's just look in the inside and see what it has for the actual pages. So you got a simple "this journal belongs to" page. We can create that. Then they got their website. But let's get down to the actual gratitude. So these are the pages. Good days start with gratitude. They got a nice little quote there. I'm thankful for a date, and then 1, 2, 3. And that's what you get throughout the entire thing. They put a little bit of work in here by doing a quote, but as you can see, it's pretty basic for the actual page itself. So let's go back over to Canva, and let's go ahead and go to lines. Keep it simple. And all of these, the lines and different things, depending on which line you're using, you can do different weights. It's at a 5 right now. If you say, no, I want to do a 2, you could do that. And it adjusts. That's all you have to do is change the different things like that on there. If you click that, it'll give you rounded, ends and things like that. So all of it will change for you. You just have to determine what you want. And think about it is, I like to have lines and things like that people need to see. I like to have them dark, because if you think about, some people may have gray lines in there. When you do it on the white paper, it is going to stand, you will be able to see it, but I like to keep it dark. So, all right. So we know we can go all the way out to this point and we will be fine. And that actually lets you know what your border is. So if I wanted to, and let's duplicate this page just in case. So if I take that off, I already got that particular line. May bring it in. And then let's see, text. And I think this is what some people start worrying about is how wide should I have my lines on here? And it's a judgment call. I will say that any of the books that I end up doing that I'm not sure how it may look, I do get author copies just to make sure that I'm giving the customer what they want, when they buy. You got to think about someone is purchasing this particular book, so you don't want it to look shabby. So let's go back over here. They number each thing. Now, the question is, it's got I am thankful for. They got a one-liner here. Is that really enough to tell what you're thankful for? Do you want them to have just 3 lines to say I'm thankful for and a line here, a line there? So they're basically saying each day you tell 3 things that you are thankful for. Do you want to keep it like that? And that's what you have to think about. And so if you say, yeah, I think that is okay for the size, then you can keep it the same way. I go back and I look at certain things after I've completed it just to see if it looks the way I want it to. And I'll probably change up the font too. I do basic stuff in the beginning until I play around with it and get it exactly like I want. And I guess the question is, do we really need to go out to our bleed point? We know that we can, or do we want to stay with where we got it? Let's see. I want to change my font. I don't like that font. Let's see. Oh, that's different. Nope. Too small. I like that a little better. Bring it out a little bit. Okay. All right. Trying to see if I like that. I don't think I do. And this is really all it is when it comes to making content for your, or interior for your books, is playing around with it. It's like, what do I actually like? You know, do I like this particular thing? And what looks good to me? What would make me purchase this particular book? You know, how is it different from any other gratitude journals that they have out there? And that's what you're competing with when you look at some of these things. You're competing with all those other books and what they're actually providing the customer. All right. I don't like that. I don't like that either. I am grateful for. And I do go back and I look at different things, so I need to put a date on there also. Let's see. I don't know if I like that text either. It's different, but don't think I like it. It's different. Position. Yeah, got it in the middle. And this is probably where, if you don't have all of the lines going out to line up with each other, that's what will make it look a little crazy. Okay, there in the middle. Do I like that? No, I don't. It's still, let's see. Let's see how it looks as you duplicate it. It's not too bad, but I still don't like, I don't like that. Alright. I don't want to duplicate anything I have to redo. So, I'm very picky, guys. Let's see. These are very plain with what they have. And you can stay in that format, but I don't know if I really like that. So I'm going to play around with that for a little bit. But let me just show you. All you would do is copy and paste, and you would determine how many you can put on a page. I think it'll be 3, and you may have something, you know, at the top. It just depends. I think one thing that I would probably do on these, though, for the ones that I only have 3 on the page, is I'm going to put something in between, probably like a divider. They have some really pretty dividers on here. And that's just so that the page doesn't look too plain. Now the more you put on a page, because I could shrink this down and I can end up having 4 on a page. Let's look and see. Back over on our book, they only have 3, but they have a lot of other stuff on there. Let's look at one of the outer pages. 1, 2. On this one they have 4, plus they have that. So it means that on ours we can shrink this down some in regards to how wide we have the numbers and things like that. We have the same page size, so that doesn't make a difference or anything. So we have that's the only difference in theirs, because let's go back and look at what size their book is. And actually their book for this one is a 6x9. We have an 8.5 by 11, so we can definitely go down a lot smaller. And I know I have these. You can see what size these are. These are a 36. So if we go to normal page size, it would be down at 12. Let me bring this up. And this is what I'll do. I'll take this off. There we go. And we got our other things at, let's do these at 16. And so this will be your second page. Like they have 2 pages together if you took a look at that. And understand, when you're doing these, this is your bread and butter. So you want to make sure that whatever you need to do to make these pages look good, you want to do that, because this is what is going to set you apart from the other books, what they actually have. And I would still put this on here, even though we've brought the size down. Control C. Control V. And it lets you know where you're at on the page, whether you are center or not. And the question is, do you want to be center on the page, or do you want to be center with each of the items? And you can have both of them together like that. Control C, Control V. Yeah, think we're good. There you go, center. All right. you got room to put a quote. And we will do all right. So let's make sure all of these. Yep, they're centered. All right, so this is an example. And like I said, I will play around with it. I think more than likely I'm just going to go to basic text with these. And let me just do all of them, because I like the cursiveness, but it's not looking the way that I want. But I do like the shadow and everything. So this is what we actually have for our page. And all you would do is just copy this. You know, you would add on a page for the journal. So if I took this off, and actually, let's look at, see what they got for frames. Borders. And I was just trying to find something where you're basically gonna create the box that says this book belongs to. And I mentioned it on the other video, anything that you see that has that on it, it's going to cost you. It won't cost me because I have a subscription, but you have to be careful when you're choosing, you know, any of those things to make sure that if you don't have a subscription, that you get something that is free, you know, actually on there. Hold on. And this one doesn't want to spread the way that I want it. Yeah, that's what you, with some of these, it doesn't, it only goes certain ways. It doesn't let you go, I mean, I can go in and out, but it's cutting off what, you know, the other pieces that I want to see. So that's not going to work. Let's see if they got a better one. Doesn't look like they do, so it looks like I'm just going to have to it either has it one way or the other way. It doesn't have it the way that I want. Of course it's going to be like that. It would be too simple if it wasn't. You just want a page that has that. The way that I want it to look. That's not bad. I still want it to be able to pull left or right. None of these are doing it. I know if I go on a professional one, it's going to do it. Alright, that one's not bad. And so, let's see. Let's see if they got any. That's not bad. All right, so this is what you have on here. You got that front page, and then I would put another page here. And think about it where you open up this will be the back page, and then it goes into the actual gratitude pages. So this is what you actually have. I will go in and play with this, but I wanted you to see the process of, how you play around with it. It's not hard. It really comes down to how picky you are, for the things that you're choosing. But once you get your pages done, everything else is just copying. Like if you go out to this page, and let me delete that. So let's say I wanted this page, which is, my gratitude pages. I'm just going to say duplicate page. I'm just going to keep doing that. Now, if I go and I select all of these and I say duplicate, it's going to bring down, it'll bring down all of them so that you don't have to keep copying all of them. So duplicate 5 pages, and it does it. So it's not like you got to keep copying and copying. And in Canva, the most that you can have, and I don't think it matters whether it's paid or not paid, for one package, you can only have 100 pages. So once you get to 100, you need to save, your file. And so let me go out of this. And let's see. We're going to call this Gratitude Test Book, since we're using this as a test. All right. So we got Gratitude Test Book, and I will say interior 1, because we're going to have one other page. And by that I mean, I said we were going to have 150 pages. And so with 150 pages, you can determine how long that book would be in regards to a person using it. So if I have 150 pages, we're going to say 47 of those pages, 48, because you got the title and then you got the blank page, then you come into this. Let's just say 148. So 148 times 3 is 444. So that means this person could use this book for over a year. And that's how you kind of determine your pages. What are you trying to give the reader? If you're saying, hey, we got so many days, 365 days in a year, 366 if it's a leap year, how many pages do I need to give them a book for a full year? Because that's what you want to give them. They need to be able to use this for at least a year, in my opinion. So that's what I would do. So I'm going to finish this up and add in the rest of the pages. And then on the next file, what we're going to do is we're going to upload that book, and I'm going to show you how I do my keywords to test out things. But that will be book 3. We're going to upload the actual book that we created. So now we have the cover and we have the interior. And then on the next video, we'll upload it and we'll see what happens. So hopefully this helped you out. I know it took a little bit longer with some of the things, but like I said, you don't want to rush, any of the work that you're doing. Think about it from the fact if you're purchasing this book. And there are definitely other things that you can find if you wanted to insert other things in here, other pages, because even on Canva, they actually have pages that are already created in here. Like, let's see. If I type gratitude, let's see what comes up. So look at this. I'm going to add this in. I'm going to say add template as new page. So look at this. There's already pages in here. So if I wanted to, I could actually recreate this page, or I could use this page. I was showing you how to create your own page in there, but you can say, hey, I'm going to do what they're doing. And you see what they have? They have it right here, the 3 items that we were saying. But then they go into something I'm proud of. And you see down here, more of this, less of this. My favorite moment, and it looks like they need to rewrite that. My favorite moment, the day. I guess it's supposed to say my favorite moment, maybe today or of the day. But you can take this and I can retype it. So like right here with the error, my favorite moment of the day. Or my favorite moment of today. So there's so many things that you can do. Now, I didn't see that any of these actually had pro or anything on it, so you could actually use this. And there are other places that you can get free templates or interiors. You can get them on Creative Fabrica. I think Pretty Graphics may have some. I know Creative Fabrica definitely has them. BookBoat has them. I don't know if BookBoat is free. Creative Fabrica is free for some things, and then other things you have to pay for. I know BookBoat costs, but they may have some free interiors that you can use. And then, of course, there's Tangent Templates. I don't think anything is free on Tangent Templates, but it's definitely worth the money. You can go in, you can download these templates. You don't have to create anything yourself. My thing is showing you how to do it for free, and I don't know which items are going to be free when you look at some of these other things that I've mentioned. So hopefully that helps you out. You may end up taking this and utilizing this whole thing, or adjusting some of the stuff, deleting some of the stuff out to get what you want. Either way, it's easy to create interior. So I'm going to play around with this. I may end up using this. There were actually 3 others that was over here. Let me see. I'll add this one on. I'm going to say add as a new page. This is one. And it says this month's intention is. And then let me show you the third one. And then the third one I just pulled over. It's got gratitude, monthly review. So you can have all 3 of these things in there. But that's what they show for their gratitude, templates that's out there that you can use. And it looks like it's for free. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Give me some feedback on things that I can help you learn, whether it's on Canva or with any of the low content book publishing. I have over 50 some books that I have put up, and it doesn't matter how many books that you have on Canva. The main thing is whatever books you do have on there, you want them to sell. Because I know people that have thousands of books. But it's kind of like that 80-20 rule that the majority of their books are not selling. They have a small group out of those thousands of books that sell continuously, and they make a really good profit off of them. So I don't want you to think that you have to put tons of books up. Think quality, not quantity. If you can get quality for every book that you put up and every last one of them sells, that's what you want to target, because all of this is passive income after those books start selling. So thank you for joining us on Moncho Publishers. Tune in for video 3 in this series, and we're going to show you how to upload that book that you just created onto KDP.
Yeah.